Okay, so I got the fuel pump Eccentric, torque to 42, and I ordered this off of Amazon. Of course, it was from China, but I ended up using the original bolt because I didn't like the China bolt, but I still get the China quality on the Eccentric. Yeah, it's kind of wonky, but I don't know. I'll look at the old one that's going to come off the car to see how bad a shape it's in, but I'll probably end up just running this. Wonderful.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
So I buttoned it up and sent the car and kit off to Lubbock, Texas Tech, 316 miles away. No issues there on this trip. A couple months later, I get a call from my son, no start issue in a parking lot. We tried a few things and we couldn't get it to start. So I told him to use his AAA that I have, that we bought, and just tow it back to his apartment, and I'll come over and next weekend and take a look to see what's going on. So I grabbed a few tools and extra fuel pump and some things that I thought might be an issue and headed the 316 miles up to Lubbock to rescue the car. So I made the trip, set up shop in the parking lot of a college town apartment complex, and it was kind of interesting. I don't have any pictures from the inside, but I put in this AI description to generate a picture, and that kind of describes the environment I was around. Very interesting trying to get this fixed in the parking lot. So there was no fuel going to the carburetor, so I said, okay, let's take out the old fuel pump, and maybe it's bad, and this is what I found, and that's not what I was expecting. So something made that break, and so luckily I brought my little scope, and I want to take a look in to see what the Eccentric looked like. So here's the Eccentric. So I had a scope, so I put it up the fuel pump inlet, and I'm looking at the fuel pump Eccentric that's on the camshaft, and it's looks like someone got a tin can opener and just peeled it open. And that's when I realized this job just got a lot bigger, because I'm going to have to either replace that or go to electric fuel pump and remove that. I can't run that. I can't keep running that in there. So I need to remove it and all the debris. Crap. And here's the view. I went ahead and I was going to turn the engine to see if it was contacting the plate, the timing chain, the timing cover, and that top part is. So that's going to wear a hole and just bad things. And that overall is just bad. So I'm going to have to take apart the front of the engine and get to that. So let's get to it. Okay, so start taking off the fan. And then next is the radiator. And then I didn't have a crank, I think something to take off the crank bolt, so I had to use this Harbor Freight. Luckily it was only 20 bucks, and grabbed a socket, and luckily that worked there. And here is what you have when you buy cheap Chinese parts that I should have known better, and really hit me. So let me give you an example of what that should look like right here. So that's a good one, or at least that's what it should look like, and that's what it ended up looking like. So I need to remove that, and decided to go with electric fuel pump and just remove that, because now I don't trust any parts really on the new parts. I don't know if it was this part, which I'm pretty sure it was, or if it was the fuel pump that was just too rigid, or I didn't exactly know what was going on. So I decided to eliminate that problem and go with electric fuel pump. So.
Okay, so I remember thinking that this was pretty cheap made when I got it. So this is the outside, the cup. And I remember specifically this part seemed to be thin and uneven. And what I think would happen is it just wore through it. And then started going up against the inner part, and then that finally gave out. So total failure. So I'm gonna go with electric pump because I could only, these are all made in China now, so go with the electric pump now. All right, so I'm gonna put it back on without any of the eccentric part. Everything looks okay. No debris, thankfully. All right, live to fight another day.
So I had to get back to work, so I had to get back on the road, go back on that 316-mile journey with a vice grip garage fuel system through the desert of West Texas. Then I ran into some traffic. This traffic kind of found the weakest link in my fuel system. I ran into vapor lock. I didn't even think about it, but once I started slowing down, I had vapor lock. So stop and go traffic, and since I had that fuel pump so far up the line, it's really meant to push and not pull. It started boiling the fuel, and then it would sputter off, and I would end up on the side of the road. Now these pictures are made from AI. I did not take pictures. I don't know why. I was out there and I didn't take pictures, so now I kind of had AI recreate them. So here's me on the side of the road with a construction site. Well, I did okay job here. And then I ran into some more traffic from a wreck. They put us on the shoulder road, and I had to just stop and pull over because I had to let the traffic go by because I couldn't crawl at that speed. The engine just would not. It would just vapor lock instantly if I went below like 20 miles an hour. So this is an AI picture of me standing along with different cars going by. So basically, watch out for the parts online, buy quality, or you end up with this.